Hello everybody, and welcome to a new video. In today's video, we are going to go over my full workout routine. 5 days, what I do in the gym. Why I'm talking like this,
I don't know.
Basically, we're gonna go over each day of the week, and I'm gonna show you what I do to exercise, what I do to stay in shape, to stay healthy of mind and body.
Again, I don't know why I'm talking like this.
In addition to that, I'm also going to show you my 5 a.m. morning routine for when I'm going to the gym. This week, I was working full-time hours every day, so I decided I was going to get up, go to the gym before work so that I have enough energy to get through my workouts. And so I'm going to show you what a 5 a.m. morning looks like for me if I'm getting up and going to the gym before work. I'm really hoping that you're going to find some of the tips I give helpful. Maybe you'll get some ideas and things to implement into your workout routine. Maybe you want to find a new workout routine and you're looking to copy someone else's. Any of the above are great reasons to still be here and watching this video. So my workout split is 5 days. Sometimes I'll add a 6th day to do some cardio or shoulders, but typically it is 5 days. 3 of those days are lower body days. I do a hamstring focused lower body day, a glute focused lower body day, and then a generalized lower body day. But overall, I am trying to glow a massive dump truck. So all of my lower body days are kind of glute focused anyway, so if you're looking to grow some glutes, this is a great video for you. The other 2 days are upper body days. I have one push day and one pull day. In case you don't know, a push workout works your chest, your triceps, and part of your shoulder joint. A pull workout works your back, your biceps, and the other part of your shoulder joint. I work out from Monday to Friday. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I do lower body, and then Tuesday and Thursday, I do upper body. That way, I have a day of letting a muscle group rest while I work the other muscle group. So without further ado, let's get to the workouts.
Okay, first things first, I turn my light on, stretch out a little bit, contemplate life, yawn, haul my ass out of bed, begrudgingly. I let my cats in. I sometimes let them stay in my room, but other times a girl just needs her sleep, okay? And here I am proving to you that it is indeed 5 in the morning. I grab a travel mug, we're gonna ignore the dishes in my sink, and I brew a coffee. Then I give my cat some attention. This little girl is Sailor, she's very needy, and open my blinds to just stare at the darkness outside. Finish making that coffee, 2 sweetener, a spoon for stirring, and I had to use chocolate milk today because I had no vanilla protein shake left, and that's usually what I use. So I give my other cat some attention. This is Sophie. I've had her since grade 11. And now we're washing my face. And by we, I mean me. And by washing, I mean putting water over it and rubbing my eye gunk away. I dry it off with a clean towel and start doing my makeup. My everyday makeup, if you will. So first I moisturize, CeraVe. That is the only shit to use. If you know, you know. I conceal all the main spots, powder everywhere that I concealed. Contour my face ever so slightly, make it look like I'm more angular. I actually have a jawline, you know the drill. Then I move on to eyebrows because I don't have them naturally. Thank you, universe. I create an outline and then fill it in with a powder, really buffing it out towards the start of the brow so that it looks natural. And finish it off with a brow gel, and that's it. Next, I'm changing out of my pajamas into my gym attire. Oh, wow, look at her. She's a gym goer. And of course, we cannot leave the house without brushing our teeth. Very important. I feel like a real YouTuber here with this montage of me brushing my gums. Always brush your tongue too, friends, and wipe the corners of your mouth so you don't look crusty. Lastly, I grab my gym bag, that coffee, my keys, and get out the door. What a captivating view. Because I live in Canada, I had to scrape off my car this morning. I really thought this shot was going to be like so cool and cinematic, but it's mediocre at best. Once I get to the gym, I sip on that coffee, and because I just brushed my teeth, it tasted like ass. Alright, once we're in the gym, I start getting ready for my workout. Take out my shoes, pre-workout, water, of course, headphones, that's a must. Bop on those shoes, put my hair up, and take some pre-workout. We are dry scooping this bitch. I'm not very good at it, as you can tell by my face. put on those headphones, and we're good to go. I start every workout with a 5-minute walk on the treadmill. It's short, quick, easy, but very important as you need to get those muscles warm in order to lift safely. So never skip your warm-up, friends. To continue warming up, I then stretch everything out. I don't really know what the names for any of these stretches are, but I basically make sure that my back is nice and stretched out, my hips, my hamstrings, quads, just my entire lower portion of my body. I try and stretch out as much as I possibly can. First up, we have a good old squat. To further warm up, I start with just the bar. I'll do about 10 to 12 sets. Make sure that there's no tightness anywhere that I need to sort out. Then I'll throw some 25s on, and this is kind of like another warm-up set, so this weight is fairly light for me. I'll do about 10, maybe 12 reps again if I can. Because this is the first workout of the week, I want to really ease myself into it, so I am just gradually increasing my weight, and I'm going to keep doing sets up until I get to my max weight that I can lift. So here I've just added on some 10s, and I'm going to do 8 to 10 reps. I've now worked my way up to a plate, and from here on out, I'm just going to do as many reps as I possibly can with whatever weight I have on. This is called AMRAP. It's a really, really great way to build muscle. So I'll just keep gradually increasing my weight as I did again here, and I will do as many reps as I physically can do instead of just setting a number in my head and meeting that rep. So instead of saying, oh, I'm going to do 10 reps and then do 10 reps, I'll just do as many as I possibly can until my muscles basically give out. I'm now at the heaviest weight that I'm going to squat this session. It's 185 pounds. It's not my max weight, but it's pretty close to it. However, my back was a little stiff this day, so I didn't want to push it too much. And the main thing you want to focus on when you're squatting is keeping your core tight. So try and think about sucking your belly button into your spine using your abs. Throughout the motion, your back should stay sturdy, like there's a board attached to it, and get as low as you can without breaking that form. I'll do 6 sets total, 1 warm-up set, and then 5 working sets. Next, we're moving on to Romanian deadlifts. These can be a little dangerous for the back. However, they are great for working that posterior chain. So your hamstrings, your calves, your glutes. Again, I just start with the bar to warm up, make sure that my form is right. You want your feet to be slightly narrower than shoulder width apart. And as you bring that bar down, you want to keep it really close to your body. Again, keeping that core engaged as if there is a board strapped to your back. Similar as before with the squats, I just very gradually increase my weight. I take it even slower with Romanian deadlifts as they can really, really strain your lower back. So I'll aim for 10 to 15 reps to start out with the bar and then again with the lighter weight. However, as I increase my weight, I'll do as many reps as I physically can until my muscles are too fatigued to do any more. I'll do 6 sets in total, so I'll start with a warm-up set, which is just the bar, and then I'll do 5 sets with weight on. Our third exercise of this workout is a seated hamstring curl. You want to make sure the bottom pad is just below your ankles and the top pad is just resting on the bottom of your quads or just above the knee if that makes more sense. And you simply push the weight downward. Here I am getting very awkward at people walking by and judging me filming this. When I do these, I like to have a quicker tempo on the way down and then slowly release it back up. I find it really puts tension on my hamstrings and my calves, but this is just a personal preference. And I do 4 sets of these in total. Next up is kettlebell walking lunges. These are so underrated. Every time I do them, I feel it in my cardiovascular system, I feel it in my muscles, and it is absolute death. If you don't include these in your regimen currently, do it because they are, oh man, just so good. So good because they're so bad. Like, I'm not joking, and this was not staged. I physically could not get back up on this round. They are intense, but really, really good and work basically your entire body. I do 3 sets of 10 on either leg, so if you're counting 1 for 1, that would be 3 sets of 20. And trust me, 3 sets is all you will need of these bad boys. And the final lower body exercise of this workout is a hip abduction drop set. What that means is I will start with my heaviest weight. I will do 15 reps. Then I will drop the weight down, not take any rest, and do another 15 reps. Drop it down, no rest, 15 reps, and then drop it down one last time and do a last 15 reps. At the end of those 15 reps, I will then pulse for 30 pulses, and then my glutes are toast. This is a really quick little burner, but it also still works your muscles in a great way. So I like to finish off my glute workouts with this little guy. Don't mind me, just wiping the sweat off of my forearms. I am a sweaty Betty, let me tell you that. I had some gas left in the tank, so I decided to do some Bosu supported hip raises. I'll do 3 sets of 10 or 12, and I just really try to not swing my legs too much. All right, Tuesday, get up, contemplate life, get out of bed, let my cats in. Turn on more lights and prove that it actually is 5 in the morning. Open the blinds, stare into the void, make coffee, pick out some gym clothing, and put on said gym clothing. Wash my face over the kitchen sink because my bathroom had a whole issue. Dry my face off with paper towel, I guess. Touch up the crusty brows from yesterday to look slightly more presentable. Greet my cats, and get my butt out the door. I was really not feeling it today, y'all. Once I get into the mall and then into the gym, I do all the same things that I did the day before. So the only thing I recorded for you today was a dry scoop because it's just funny how horrible I look doing it. Starting out again with a 5-minute walk on the treadmill and doing an upper body stretch. Again, I don't know the names for anything, so I apologize for that, but I try to stretch out my back, my shoulders, my biceps, triceps, chest, just basically my entire upper half. Just try and stretch it out as best as I can and get myself ready to lift weights. We are starting off this push day with a bench press. Same as yesterday, I start with just the weight to warm up, gradually increase my weight, and I also do AMRAP, so I just do as many reps as I possibly can. I don't really aim for a set count aside from the first couple, which I'll do 10 to 15. I'm really trying to increase my strength with the bench press, so once I reach my max weight, which is what I'm doing here, I will do 1 rep, re-rack the bar, wait for like 10 to 15 seconds, and then I will try to push out a second rep. There's a lot of times that I do not get that second rep up, but on this day, I did. If I'm feeling strong enough, I'll repeat this process a second time. Sometimes I'll skip this portion because I just physically won't have the strength. Then I will bump down to my moderate weight, which is 25s in this case, do as many reps as I can, and then I'll bump it down to a lighter weight and again, do as many reps as I can. I only do this because I'm really trying to up my strength with the bench press. The next exercise I do is an incline bench press. This works your shoulder joint a little differently, that's why I do both. And I follow the exact same routine as I do for the regular bench. So I will start with just the bar, do 10 to 12 reps, add on a little bit of weight, do 10 to 12 reps, then switch over to AMRAP once I get to some heavier weights. For each variation of the bench press, I will do 1 warm-up set, about 5 or 6 working sets, and then a burnout set. The third exercise of this workout is an assisted dip, another very underrated exercise if you ask me, because if you do these properly, they burn like hell. I only do 4 sets of these because I find that's all that I really can do, and to keep proper form, I think about engaging my core, which is basically in all exercises, and keeping my elbows in close to my body, so you don't want them flaring out, and you want to make sure you're bending them at a 90-degree angle. Trudging along, next we have a shoulder press. I do 4 sets of these, and again, follow the AMRAP technique, so I don't set certain amounts of reps that I want to do, I just do as many as I physically can with whatever weight I'm lifting. Just as a little FYI, the last couple of reps you do should look like this. They should be incredibly labored, and you should feel like you probably won't get them up, and you may not even get them up. If you're not pushing yourself this hard, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. We're almost done, I promise. To really target those triceps, I am doing a cable tricep pushdown. I'll do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps, as many as I can. And again, I focus on keeping my elbows stationary and having them bend at a 90-degree angle, not flaring out. So I screwed up here a little. I meant to do a regular fly, not a reverse fly. This is working more of your rear deltoid, which I would do on like a back day, not a push day, but here we are. I do superset it with an overhead tricep extension, and this is how I am burning out both my chest and my triceps at the end of the workout. You'll see here I realize that I am not doing the correct workout. Yeah, what? So I switch it around, and this is actually what I meant to do. This is the regular fly. This really helps burn out your chest. And as I said, I superset it with an overhead tricep extension to burn out my triceps. I'm sure you get the gist, but wake up, contemplate life, get out of bed, make a coffee, flick water on my face, use a paper towel to wipe it off. In a fun turn of events, I actually did my hair at home today, so I popped some braids in, fix the crusty brows, pop on some gym attire, brush my teeth, head outside, enjoy my minty coffee, and get to the gym. You already know we're starting with a walk. And of course, we can't forget to stretch it out as well. I'm just gonna skip through this real quick because we already saw once. We are again starting out with some squats. However, I'm doing it a little bit differently this time. So I will start with just the bar, do my 10 to 15 reps for a warm-up, and then I will have more of a steep increase in weight so that I can do multiple reps with my heaviest weight instead of just one. So in total, I do about 7 sets. The first is a warm-up set, then we go into 5 working sets, and then I'll do a final working set with my max weight. On this day, I actually hit a new PR, which means personal record, so this is the first time I had ever lifted this much weight. As you can see, I'm really keeping my form in check, my back is sturdy, my knees are not wobbling in or out, and my tempo is slow and controlled. Safety first, friends. Always safety first. The next exercise of this workout is a sumo deadlift. I am doing the same sort of technique that I was doing with the squat, where I'm starting with a low weight, doing another rep with a moderate weight, and then jumping right into my heavier weight. I'm doing this because the more sets you do with heavier weights, aka the more time under tension, the more your muscle fibers will break and then have to repair themselves, aka the more muscle you will build. Similarly with the squats, you want to make sure that your core is engaged and that your back is nice and sturdy, almost as if there is a board or a bar strapped to it. As the weight moves, you want to make sure it's not too far away from your body. Additionally, you want to make sure you're hinging at your hips and not at your knees. So you're not trying to squat the weight, whereas in a squat, you're hinging at your knees. You really want to think about your body moving at your hips. Your knees will bend, but that's just because they have to physically. Coming up next, we have everyone's favorite, or at least my actual favorite, a hip thrust. In the same fashion as before, I'm starting with a light weight, doing 10 to 15 reps. I'm going to do then a moderate weight for another 8 to 10 reps. Then I'm going to bump my weight up to my heaviest weight and do about 3 sets with as many reps as I possibly can. In total, that's 1 warm-up set and 5 or so working sets. I also like to hold the weight at the top for about 5 seconds at the end. Really burns out the glutes. It kills, let me tell you. And finally, we are doing some glute kickbacks. There's a couple different ways to do these. However, this is how I like to set them up. I find this is how it targets my glutes the most. Otherwise, I feel it a lot in my quads. I'll do 3 sets of 8 to 12 of these, and the main thing I'm focusing on is driving my foot backwards from my heel. That's how you really get the booty tingling. To finish it off and burn out my glutes, I'm hopping on the old Stairmaster. I'll do about 5 minutes of this. Sometimes I'll add a few little extra moves in, but sometimes I'll just straight walk to burn my glutes out.
So it was here that I stopped filming my morning routine, and I also stopped filming the warm-up walk and stretching. I figured you guys have seen that a couple of times now, a few times now, so you don't need to keep watching me do the same things over and over again. For every single workout that I'm doing, no matter what I am doing, I'm going to be walking or doing some form of cardiovascular exercise that will get your heart rate up a little bit for at least 5 minutes to make sure my muscles are warm, and I will then stretch out whatever muscle group I am working in that workout. That is an always, always, always. It is very important to warm up, you guys. I used to skip it all the time, and I wound up with a back injury that I needed surgery for
At the age of 23.
So, don't be like me and actually warm up for your workouts. It's more important than you realize. But I'm not gonna show that anymore because you've seen it. But still do it. I'm still doing it, I promise. You should do it too. But we're just gonna get right into the workout.
And we're starting off with a wide grip lat pull down. The main thing I focus on when doing these is keeping, you guessed it, my core tight and making sure I'm not swinging my body back and forth to get the weight down. I do 5 sets total, 1 warm-up set with a lighter weight, doing 10 to 12 reps, and then from there I just slowly increase the weight and do as many reps as I possibly can until my muscles are burnt out. Next up is a seated cable row. When I'm doing these, I'm thinking about keeping my core tight. As I'm pulling that weight back, I'm keeping my elbows tucked in, and I'm thinking about squeezing my shoulder blades at the top. I used to think that you had to slightly angle yourself backwards when doing these, but if you stay perpendicular to the bench, it'll work your back way better. Thirdly, in this workout, we have a T-bar row. This is a machine that sets up the T-bar row for you. This is another one that can be a little dangerous for your back. That's why I like to use the machine for it. And while you're doing this exercise, really make sure your form is good. You want to keep your core braced. I'm sure you're tired of hearing it, but it's seriously important. And slowly bring that weight up, squeezing your shoulder blades together at the top. I typically do 4 sets of 5 to 8 reps. Moving on, we are doing some assisted pull-ups. I hate these with a burning passion. I usually do 4 sets of as many as I can, which is not very many. It's usually like 4 to 6 that I can do. And then my back is like, nope, no girl. We are not doing anymore. Same tips you've heard before, core braced, and when you're pulling yourself up, try not to sway back and forth. You want to use your muscles to pull yourself up, not momentum. Almost there. Next up, we have a straight arm lat pull down. You want the starting point of your bar to be where your arms are completely extended. Then keep your core braced and use solely your arms to pull the weight down. So your shoulder joint should be the only joint moving. Everything else should be stable. Your arms should be locked in position, and you're using your lats to pull the weight down. I typically only do about 3 sets of these, usually 10 to 12 reps. Lastly, to isolate those biceps, we're doing a good old classic bicep curl. Make sure to keep your elbows tucked in, don't sway back and forth to get the weight up. You want to think of your elbows as a hinge here. This guy was pretty, so I felt the need to document it, and boy, let me tell ya, did I feel like a weirdo doing this. Cringe. I finished this workout with a little bit of cardio. I just walked on incline for about 15 minutes. And we are starting our final workout with, you guessed it, squats. I must have deleted the original video where I do my warm-up and all those kinds of things, but I'm following basically the same technique that I did on Wednesday, where I start with the bar, increase my weight kind of rapidly, and then do 3 to 4 sets of my heaviest weight. Next up is my absolute favorite, which is the leg press machine. This thing makes me feel like a badass bitch. Same as the other exercises, I start with a warm-up weight, do 2 more sets of moderate weight, and then I rep out as heavy as I can for 2 to 3 sets. As you can see, by the time I reach my final set, I'm only doing 2 reps and I can barely rep out those 2. And that's on pushing yourself. Moving on to some hip thrusts. I'm doing the exact same routine as I did before. I start out with the 45s on either side, which is like a warm-up weight for me. Bop on some 35s in addition, which is kind of like a moderate weight. And then I put the 25s on either side, which is my heaviest weight. And I will do 3 sets with the heaviest weight of about 5 reps, which is as many as I can do. And same as before, I like to hold it at the top for about 5 seconds at the end. The final exercise of this workout is the death of all deaths, Bulgarian split squats. Because I'm targeting my glutes, I start pretty far away from the bench, use my ankle as a hinge, lower myself down, pushing off with my heel. I do 3 sets of about 8 reps because that is seriously all you need. To really burn my glutes out, I do that same hip abduction drop set that I did earlier. It is so effective, so quick, and just a great way to end out your lower body day, especially if it's a glute focused one. So if you've never tried this, give it a try. I promise you will not regret.
And that's the video. That's a full week of exercises that I do. I really hope you found some part of this helpful or at least entertaining in some way. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That button is down below. It should be white, not red. If it's red, you haven't subscribed, and you gotta do that. Well, I mean, you don't have to, but I'd really appreciate it if you did. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and thank you so very much for watching. You don't understand how much I appreciate you. But yeah, I really hope you have a great rest of your day, evening, week, whatever. Enjoy your life. Thank you so much. Bye.
Yeah.